Guys, we lost signal for a moment, but we are back. Tag team titles still being decided between Ricky Morton and Tully Blanchard at the moment. Well, again, Ricky Morton very badly needs to make the tag and hasn't taken advantage of these recent opportunities. Oh, he bridges into the suplex. What's the referee thinking? Count! 2 count only, and now, again, what is going on? Maybe there's something we're not aware of. Maybe Robert Gibson has suffered an injury that they're trying to hide. What a move by Ricky Morton from the top rope. Well, finally making the tag. Good Lord. But by the same token, right now, I would say the Rock and Roll Express have a huge advantage because Tully Blanchard now is worse for the wear, and Robert Gibson by far the freshest man in this match. Well, Tully Blanchard's going to see if he can't change that a little bit. The suplex taking him down, and now Tully Blanchard. Oh, he's got that knee in the back, and he is pulling back a variation of a camel clutch, you might say, and can do a lot of damage in a short period of time. Robert Gibson puts Tully Blanchard up on the top rope. He's going to do German suplex all the way out to the middle of the ring. Goes for the cover, hooks the leg, it's 2 and only 2. Arn Anderson never made the attempt to make the save. He must have known Tully Blanchard was not that badly injured. Gibson, springboard splash across the back of Tully Blanchard. Oh, Tully Blanchard, he can take a beating. Remember the match he had with Magnum TA inside of a steel cage. The I Quit match. It took a piece of wood being rammed into his eye before he would say the words. One of the most talked about matches in the history of the NWA, as we see Tully Blanchard with another DDT, and Robert Gibson now, it's starting to catch up with him a little bit, but you know Ricky Morton is going to be no good to him. Double team, here it comes again. Boots in the midsection by Arn Anderson. Irish whip sends Robert Gibson into the turnbuckle. Anderson, as we mentioned earlier, is the reigning television champion here in the NWA. But he is the former tag team champion. Robert Gibson did not catch it, but he caught Anderson. Goes over, hooks the leg. Will that be enough? It's hard to tell. Oh, Arn Anderson not quite done yet, but that move definitely took a little out of both men, I believe. Spine buster. Anderson with his trademark spine buster. Turning the tables, Robert Gibson. Tully Blanchard in the ring. Referee is not doing much about that. Hurricane runner from the top. Now Anderson with a nice arm drag. The tag team titles are on the line. Which of these two teams is going to walk out of Miami, Florida with the gold? Arn Anderson now is sizing Gibson up, and this could be a problem. He's got him. DDT. Arn Anderson just dropped Robert Gibson with a DDT. Hook of the leg, and we might have new tag team champions. Yes, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, the Four Horsemen have added, as promised, Well, I'll tell you right now, if you thought the Four Horsemen had a chip on their shoulder, the DDT right there by Tully Blanchard, they all added up. Look at this. Ricky Morton dropped with that pile driver. But this would be the one that would do it in. Robert Gibson knocked out by Arn Anderson. Ricky Morton never able to get there. And just like that, we've got brand new tag team champions. There they are, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, the Horsemen, the new NWA Tag Team Champions. The month of July is going to be filled with moments like this. This is the Great American Bash. All right, fans, history already been made here at the Great American Bash, Miami, Florida. Will we do it again? We're going to find out. The United States heavyweight title not only defended here tonight, but it will be defended in boot camp style. Well, the boot camp rules are very much similar to something along the lines of a Texas death match in the sense that there really are no rules, no holds barred. You can use anything you can lay your hands on, and one of these two men are going to lose. It's as simple as that. Nikita Koloff was the United States champion for a moment, and then Sergeant Slaughter came along. And the rest, as they say, is history. Well, one thing about Nikita Koloff when you talk about history, and that is that he believes history can repeat itself, and it can. If anybody is capable of defeating Sergeant Slaughter for that title, it would be Nikita Koloff. He and his uncle Ivan just recently returning from Mother Russia. They claim they had a meeting with President Putin and that he gave the command, and it is time to take the United States Championship back from Sergeant Slaughter. Can you imagine Slaughter losing the United States title to a Russian on the 4th of July? I'd rather not think about that, but it could happen. Well, there it is. The United States champion, Sergeant Slaughter, defending Old Glory here today, the 4th of July in Miami, Florida. It is going to be one for the ages. Again, this is a boot camp match, so throw the rulebook out the window. We take a look at the challenger from Russia, Nikita Koloff. And, of course, the United States champion, Sergeant Slaughter. These two men are about to go to war with one another. And I'm not sure that the Orange Bowl is big enough to contain it. Fans, we remind you, you can follow us, all things that are NWA, LWF, anything under the auspice of the FWF, by following us on Twitter at Invasion Nation. And there is the United States Championship. Once that bell sounds, the referee's job becomes much easier. He's just got to count 3 or find out if somebody's going to submit. I don't imagine a submission taking place between either of these two men, but then again, you never know. Koloff wasting no time at all. Oh, just ran Slaughter into the steel post. And he's got the steel chair, and once again, this is legal. Drives the chair to the back of the head and neck of Sergeant Slaughter. The United States champion is in trouble early on in this one. Now Slaughter just drops him. Well, the Citrus Bowl with its artificial turf is not the easiest place or friendliest landing you can take. And now returning the favor, Slaughter just rammed the head of Nikita Koloff into the post. The steel pipe is very unforgiving, to say the least. Now Nikita Koloff fighting back once again. Shot to the midsection, staggers Slaughter. Overhead press, but Slaughter went to the head. Going to work on Nikita Koloff. And again dropping him on the turf. It is concrete underneath artificial turf. And he's going to pile drive him. Well, that's a turn of events right there from where we started off. And now Slaughter using that steel chair on the challenger. And this is why it is a boot camp match, folks. Not for the weak at heart. These two men are tearing each other apart here in Miami. Well, I dare say the folks here in South Florida have seen their fair share of street brawls in the past, but I don't think they've ever seen anything that's going to match up to this one. This has been so back and forth. Both of these men have gone on the offense with some heavy hits and have come back, and now it is Slaughter with the tide rolling in his favor as he bounces the head of Nikita Koloff off that steel post once again. Are we going to actually take this back up into the ring? Slaughter has got Nikita Koloff back inside the ring. Oh, tremendous move right there. Slaughter with a gutbuster, and Nikita Koloff probably starting to feel a level of desperation now. Sledgehammer across the chest by Nikita Koloff. Oh, wait a minute. Koloff has got a second win. The U.S. champion Sergeant Slaughter is in trouble. Koloff just drives Slaughter into the mat. Oh, I tell you right now, Nikita Koloff wants that United States Championship back, and he'll do whatever he's got to do to get it. Slaughter, however, acknowledging this crowd, and now acknowledging the challenger. Koloff still finding a way to battle back. Walks right into that jawjacker. But he does a great job blocking the left hand by Slaughter, retaliating with a right. Inverted atomic knee drop. Again. Not once, but twice. Sergeant Slaughter bouncing the head of Nikita Koloff like a ball off the mat. This match can't go very much longer. These two men have really delved out some heavy hits and punishment, and Slaughter hooks the leg, gets one. And I've got to tell you, I'm surprised Koloff was able to kick out that quickly. Well, at this point, that's really what this match is all about, is how they kick out. Oh, wait a minute. This could be bad. Russian sickle. Do we have a new United States champion on the 4th of July? No, Slaughter gets his shoulder off the mat. Sergeant Slaughter finding a way to survive one of the most lethal moves in wrestling. Koloff back outside the ring. What's he thinking about? Oh, he's got that steel chair, but he may have waited too long. Yes, he did. Slaughter going to work. Wait, what's he going to do? What is Slaughter going to do? Look at the knee lifts. And now, tremendous elbow drop by Sergeant Slaughter. Well, this is what a boot camp match is all about. Hooks the leg, it's 1, 2. Well, it took him a little longer to kick out that time, and Nikita Koloff. Oh, look at this. Grinding on the temple of Nikita Koloff. Well, Sergeant Slaughter's variation of waterboarding, perhaps. Koloff sweeps the ankles, but he fails to hook the leg, and that's why he does not become the United States champion. Don't think it would have mattered too much, because it's going to take more than sweeping the ankles to pin Sergeant Slaughter. Koloff! Oh, he planted him, and I think his head hit the back of the chair. Slaughter's in trouble. I believe he did strike that chair with the back of his head on the way down. Slaughter looks like he's in a lot of trouble right now. Well, it's going to get from bad to worse, because Koloff loaded up the cannon. Russian sickle. I don't believe it. We've got a new United States champion on the 4th of July. And it's Nikita Koloff.
the Soviet Union, featuring Ivan Nikita Koloff as well as the Bolsheviks, have just scored a huge victory for Vladimir Putin in Russia, taking the United States title from Slaughter and, according to Nikita Koloff, back to Russia.
Fans, this is disturbing to say the least. Nikita yanking that title from the referee's hands. Once again, the United States heavyweight champion Nikita Koloff. Looking right now at James E. Cornette, the manager of the Midnight Express. Weren't expecting to see him yet. All right, listen, I want all you goofballs to shut up for just a minute. I got something to say. Tonight, well, it was supposed to be the night tonight that the Midnight Express finally shut up. Those two imposters that call themselves tag team, the Heavenly Bodies. But guess what? Apparently, they didn't make their claim, is the claim that they've got. Well, I want everyone here to know something right now. I got on the phone to my mama, and she's called our family attorney. And right now, our attorney is in talks with Bruno Sammartino because he's trying to tell me that we will just have the match at the next event in the Great American Bash. And I'm like, no, our title match, our match in this series, Best of 5 series, was for this evening. They didn't show up. That means the Midnight Express gets the win by default. And while the attorneys are settling all this, I got something to say. You two morons, you didn't miss a plane. You just didn't want an ass kicking, and I understand that because you know you're nothing against the Midnight Express. Well, my mama's assured me that she's going to take care of all of this, and I am looking forward, now that the series is tied at 1 fall apiece, till the next time, so we can get done with you jerks once and for all. Well, just like that, fans, the match we thought we were going to see tonight between the Midnight Express and the Heavenly Bodies not happening. The Heavenly Bodies say they missed their flight. Jim Cornette calling a bluff on it. Lawyers are fighting it out, and we will find out if, in fact, the series is tied at 1 fall apiece. wrestling fans. Here we go. Members of the Varsity Club. Well, the Varsity Club is back, and they're going to make their presence felt here in the NWA. Mike Rotundo recently turning his back on longtime partner Barry Windham. We now know there was a reason, and the reason is Kevin Sullivan had a plan. Well, Kevin Sullivan always has a plan. That's one thing you can be assured of. Death, taxes, and Kevin Sullivan. Who, by the way, is in the ring. You just can't see him right now because 2K17 sucks. There he is. All right, here come the opposition. One of the most popular NWA stars of all time. This is Sting. Oh, you talk about popular, boy, oh boy, these fans absolutely love this man. Well, as the Great American Bash goes on, you're going to be seeing Sting in some singles competition as well. And we know he has signed the dotted line, will have an opportunity to take the world title from the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Well, he will indeed, and that's going to be a big one when it occurs. And that's presuming, of course, that the Nature Boy Ric Flair is still the champion at that time. Well, you're 100% right about that. It will be the last day of the American Bash. Here comes Sting's partners, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Magnum TA, they are America's team. And America loves them. Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, both former LWF heavyweight champions. Dusty Rhodes had the NWA title up until recently, having lost it to Ric Flair at Legends Mania 2. Unfortunate side effect of that is the title contract stated there would be no return match. So unfortunately, throughout the Great American Bash, Dusty Rhodes is the one guy on the roster who we know does not get an opportunity to face the world champion. Now that could change theoretically. Well, no, I guess it really can't because the contracts are all signed. Dr. Death Steve Williams hammering down on Sting. Absent at ringside right now is Rick Steiner, the other member of the Varsity Club. You know, the dog-faced gremlin, you're never 100% sure whether he's there or not sometimes, if you know what I mean. And it's now Sting going to work on Dr. Death Steve Williams in this six-man tag team match. I expect to see a lot of chicanery before this one's over. Nice short-arm clothesline by Sting. Makes the tag to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Fans, if you are just joining us, we've seen some history made here tonight. 2 title matches, 2 title changes. The Rock and Roll Express dropped the tag team titles to the Four Horsemen, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. And then Sergeant Slaughter loses the boot camp match to Nikita Koloff, who is our new United States champion. Dusty Rhodes goes to the eyes, but Sullivan right there. Now Dusty Rhodes and Kevin Sullivan, no strangers to one another. No, definitely not. Kevin Sullivan and Dusty Rhodes go way back. They've had quite the feud, especially in the state of Florida, which is kind of a homecoming for these two guys right now. We brought you Great American Bash action from Championship Wrestling of Florida yesterday, fans. And guess what? We've got more coming up, because in 2 weeks' time, the NWA's Great American Bash will be a part of the Battle of the Belts. It's one of the biggest cards of the year for Championship Wrestling of Florida. Sullivan with a headbutt. Save made by Magnum TA, and I think that was needed because Dusty Rhodes appears to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, Kevin Sullivan and Dusty Rhodes, as we mentioned, with that long history, they know one another. They know the soft spots, and they know where history has taken its toll.
Sullivan went after Sting, but paid the price. And now it's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Russian leg sweep. Into the turnbuckle he goes. Oh, look at this, Dusty Rhodes. Did a perfect job of timing Sullivan's entry to that corner, and he just drove him right into the mat. Oh, the American Dream now with some stiff left jabs, and Kevin Sullivan's having his world rocked. Flip, flop, and fly. Down goes Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, the American Dream has got these fans eating it up, and Sullivan, the leader of the varsity club, is in trouble.
Fans are calling for Sting. Sullivan drives that knee and then follows it up with a clothesline, and he'll make the tag to Mike Rotundo.
Well, that was good timing on the tag because he needed a break.
Rotundo goes for the cover, gets two, and Dusty Rhodes looks like he would have been able to make the kick out, but he had some help from Magnum TA as well. Suplex takes him down, and Rotundo. Mike Rotundo now sending the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, into the corner, walks right into the back elbow, and again, oh, speaking of elbows, the bionic elbow on the mark. Referee. Save made by Kevin Sullivan. And he's got a Cobra clutch on Dusty Rhodes.
Well, the referee is going to start losing control of this one already. We told you there would be chicanery, and now you're starting to see it. All 6 men at one point in time were in the ring. That's a lot to ask any single referee to maintain, and a lot of us have said and believe that for these tag team matches, you need 2 referees, one inside and one outside.
Tag is made. Magnum TA now going to lock it up. Magnum going to work. What's he going to do here? Sunset flip. Will he hold on? No.
But he goes for the cover, hooks the leg of Mike Rotundo, and gets 2 only, as Rotundo has enough to kick out.
Magnum now with Rotundo, but he's on the receiving end of a knee lift. Not sure who the legal man is in the ring right now, but we've got it. Kevin Sullivan appears to be caught. Magnum with a big knee lift, nicely executed.
Kevin Sullivan is lethal. Not the biggest guy in the fight, but he's got a lot of fight in him.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. Kevin Sullivan is an absolute nightmare to have to match up with in the ring.
He is right now outlasting or outweighting Magnum TA. I am not sure which. Well, this is one of those moments in a match where you just realize that 2K
is probably the worst gaming company in the history of the business, that they probably should be shut down federally because what they're doing is stealing from the public. At the very least, a class action lawsuit, I believe, would be justifiable. All right, fans, this match is over. I apologize, but there's only so much you can do when you're dealing with 2K. All right, fans, we are back. This is our main event, which we will hopefully see through to conclusion. Recently announced is 2K18. WWE's 2K18 will be coming out in October. I, for one, am very excited because I cannot wait to see all of the new glitches they come out with for 2K18. How many different ways you can have a match freeze up on you. All right, it is time for the main event, the NWA World Heavyweight title. Here is the challenger, the living legend, Larry Zbyszko. You want to talk about having a score to settle. Zbyszko, some 8-10 months ago, was a part of the Four Horsemen. But he and Bobby the Brain Heenan were both excommunicated rather unceremoniously. And while the Nature Boy Ric Flair came out publicly and said, listen, it was nothing personal, it was about business, the way it was handled became very personal, and Larry Zbyszko has made it his mission in life to take down the Four Horsemen.
Of course, Larry Zbyszko, the former AWA heavyweight champion of the world. So very much capable of becoming the NWA's world champion. And Ric Flair, nothing new, will have a battle on his hands. We've already seen him tested time and time again here in the Great American Bash. Well, that match yesterday with Bruiser Brody was absolutely phenomenal. Before that, he had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in another match that people are still talking about. So Ric Flair, and before that was Dragon Tatsumi Fujinami. Ric Flair is a fighting champion. Say what you want about his style, his techniques, the fact that he is the self-proclaimed dirtiest player in the game. He puts the title up, he defends it, and somehow, one way or another, walks out still with the belt around his waist. You don't have to like his methods, but you can't argue with the results. All right, this is it. The main event of the evening here live from Miami, Florida, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Fans, we've made history tonight. 2 title matches and 2 title changes. Will we go 3 for 3?
The oldest championship competed for in professional wrestling is the NWA.
Larry Zbyszko, we see the challenger, Ric Flair from Charlotte, North Carolina, the champion. We expect to see one hell of a match between these two men. And here's the thing, we don't know what kind of match we're going to see because these guys could put on a wrestling classic here tonight if they wanted to, but I've got a funny feeling with the bad blood, that's probably not going to be what we get.
Should be noted, we've never seen Larry Zbyszko going one-on-one with Ric Flair to date, so this will be, one way or another, history-making.
I would agree with that, and let's see what happens. Bell sounds, and it's underway. Lock up in the middle of the ring. Larry Zbyszko getting Ric Flair, pushes him back into the rope, sends him off. Shoulder blocked by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Oh, and he slaps Zbyszko. Well, I guess we figured out the answer to the question. Suplex, and now look at this, Larry Zbyszko with a shoulder tackle. And he tells Ric Flair, bring it. Off the ropes. Oh, and he missed. Zbyszko now fighting back with some stiff shots. And we know that Larry Zbyszko is good with both his hands and his feet.
He has had a lot of martial arts training. He'll tell you all about it.
Drops Zbyszko on the back of his head, and Larry steps outside the ring.
Oh, the Nature Boy Ric Flair having some words for fans here at ringside.
Well, now the action out on the floor. Wait a minute. Flair sending Zbyszko up the ramp.
Again, the paintbrush across the face of Larry Zbyszko, and I don't know how much Larry's going to take of that.
Both of these men exchanging blows here in the aisleway. Zbyszko in and out of the ring to break the count. We have an obstructed view of what's going on here in the aisle of the main entrance.
Well, the one thing we know for sure is that the world champion's been on the receiving end of it.
Ram Ric Flair into the steps. Oh, again! Zbyszko breaking that count, does not want to count out because he knows he can't win the title that way. Flair winding up the leg, down across the left leg, and Zbyszko's in trouble.
Well, now the Nature Boy Ric Flair going to work on the leg of Larry Zbyszko. That is his trademark. That is his hallmark. That is exactly what he needs to do right now. And Larry Zbyszko suddenly goes from the Punisher to the punished Flair. Handful of face raking the eyes.
Well, it is hard to fight when you can't see. An atomic knee drop, and Larry Zbyszko. Flair again, targeting the left knee of Larry Zbyszko. Well, we asked the question if we were going to see a scientific wrestling match. I think we've got our answer now.
Well, I'm not really surprised at all because I didn't expect we were going to.
Zbyszko with the Nature Boy Ric Flair out to the middle of the ring. And now Larry Zbyszko going up to the high-risk territory. Not a place we're used to seeing him. He nails the elbow. Do we have a new champion? Are we 3 for 3? No, Flair managing to get the shoulder off the mat.
Well, the living legend Larry Zbyszko with a huge opportunity and 1 second away from being the new world champion.
He's got the legs of Nature Boy Ric Flair. What's he planning on doing here? Turns it over for a Boston Crab. Flair fighting his way out. And he manages to escape. Oh, nice move by Zbyszko, and he takes Flair down, drives. Going for the neck breaker, and Flair says, I don't think so. Larry Zbyszko, oh no!
Whoa, the referee behind doesn't realize, I don't think, what Flair just did, but the dirtiest player in the game once again living up to it.
Flair, Zbyszko, Great American Bash here in Miami, Florida. This is our main event. Fans, we remind you that you can join us on the PlayStation Network in the Communities tab. Do a search for the Humanoid Nation. It is the #1 location for all things old school wrestling. Oh, wait a minute. Ric Flair getting ready to cinch it up. Figure 4 leg lock. Larry Zbyszko is in trouble. Zbyszko going to try and turn this thing over. And he does.
Well, that reverses the pressure, and now that is the knee of Ric Flair.
Shot to the midsection. Zbyszko setting Flair into the ropes. Oh, nobody home. Zbyszko was dazed. There's a pile driver by the Nature Boy.
Oh, Larry Zbyszko made a huge mistake. He charged the turnbuckle. Nobody was there. And right now, Larry is in trouble.
There it is again. He's in the middle of the ring. Figure 4 leg lock is on. Flair gets it and holds on. It's over.
And just like that, once again successfully defending the NWA Championship is the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Fans, we take a look back at some of the highlights here. Larry Zbyszko came within a whisper of becoming the world champion. But that figure 4 was just too much for him that time.
Well, it all started when he ran into the turnbuckle and Flair stepped aside.
Once again, still the NWA World Champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. What a night it's been for the Four Horsemen. They are now representing the Tag Team Championship, the World Television title, and the NWA World Championship.
And that is about as impressive as it gets.
All right, fans, we wish you all a very happy and safe 4th of July. The Great American Bash will continue throughout the month here exclusively on the Nation Network. Until next time, Tony Schiavone for Stu Mayhem saying so long, everybody.